Hello, viewers. Good morning and welcome to today's edition of Personal and Family Security and Safety Program on the African Town Hall online television. Personal Security and Safety Program is brought to you by Secure Travel and Residence Services Limited and the Townhall Communication Company Limited. We are in a period described in the scriptures as perilous times. The security problems worldwide have become very challenging. The security problem in Nigeria has gotten to the point where we can no longer guarantee our safety and security. There's total deterioration to the extent that even the government and the people of Nigeria are not able to know what to do with the security situation that is in the country right now. We have daily reports of multiple cases of kidnapping, highway robbery, home and community invasions by Fulani herdsmen and Boko Haram terror groups and other sundry criminal organizations all over the country. In major Nigerian cities, especially Lagos, Ibadan, Kaduna, Katsina, Sokoto, Maiduguri, and even Abuja, the federal capital, and other surrounding villages and highways, kidnapping and banditry has been on the increase for the past half a decade. What can one do to keep self, family, and assets secure in these challenging times that we live in today in Nigeria and the rest of the world? The other sad fact is, and bitter truth is the fact that security of the world will not get better. Neither will the security of Nigeria get any better. What can a man do? What will you do in a situation that is continuing to become so bad that nobody sleeps with two eyes closed in these times? We at Secure Travel and Residence Services Limited have counselled together in our leadership team, and our feeling is that the only way out of the problem that we have now, the key to the solution, is that people, every one of us, should become smart through security awareness education that is constantly received by individuals and families, and then continuous security training for professional security practitioners, wherever they may be, whether it is Nigeria or in other parts of the world. In line with our objective to promote security awareness education, we at the African Town Hall online television and the Townhall Communication Company, in conjunction with Secure Travel and Residence Services Limited, will endeavor every week to bring security expert professionals to our studios to provide needed security awareness education. We are pleased to have in our studios today Mr. Benson Okafor, a vastly trained and experienced civil engineer, project manager, and security professional with over 10 years experience in security management and loss prevention. Mr. Okafor is a graduate of civil engineering from the Institute of Management and Technology, Enugu, and he holds a Bachelor of Science degree in project management from the Newton Hills University of Science and Technology in the Dominican Republic. He's a security professional with over 10 years in private and corporate security management and loss prevention. He's a certified protection officer licensed by the International Foundation for Protection Officers, IFPO, USA. He is also a member of the American Society for Industrial Security, ASIS International. Mr. Okafor, please welcome to our studios. Welcome to our studios, Mr. Okafor. Well, viewers,
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis. Thank you for having me.
you're welcome.
Thank you,
Well,
sir.
viewers, we invite you to participate in this discussion because this discussion is actually meant for you. It is targeted to improve your security awareness education to keep you safe. So we invite you to participate by asking questions and making comments on the chat bar, which Mr. Okafor will help us to answer and respond to in the course of this interview. We truly value your comments and questions, and we would like you to keep them coming throughout the time that we have during this broadcast. We are reaching you live right now on YouTube and Facebook, two channels on Facebook, and then also our YouTube channel. And the names of our channels are the African Town Hall, both on Facebook and on the YouTube. We'd like you to visit our YouTube channel, like, share this video and several others that are there providing security awareness education for you. And then please do subscribe to our channel when you get there. That will help us improve the work we are doing to provide this free security awareness education for all of us. We'll take a moment to take a message from our sponsors. When we return, we would like to begin this discussion with Mr. Benson Okafor giving us an overview of the security challenges faced in Nigeria and the world today. And he will give us this from the perspective of a security professional with vast training and experience. We'll see you soon.
Hello, everyone. We would like to introduce you to Graceworth Nigeria Limited. Graceworth Nigeria Limited is a Nigerian-owned and operated company using seasoned and accomplished professionals to execute complex security missions in conjunction with the host government to mitigate risk on behalf of our clients. Our team members have decades of experience in the security sector, bringing a wealth of knowledge and experience that not all security companies are able to offer. The success of the company is based on our unrivaled ability to build and maintain successful partnerships with our customers to provide professional and reliable security services. We pride ourselves on providing highly trained personnel experienced in dealing with the most complex of security issues. Since our formation, we have gained a reputation as a highly experienced company with a young, energetic and forward-thinking management team, offering the highest level of professionalism. We offer the following services. 1. Security awareness and training. 2. Program support and consultancy. 3. Risk assessment and investigations. 4. Executive protection and travel management. You can contact us on +234 807 227 2799 or 0702 525 4858, or visit our office at 14 Buchanan Crescent, off Aminu Kano Crescent, West 2, Abuja, Nigeria. We would be glad to have you. Graceworth. Leave your worries with us.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Mr. Okafor, from your privileged position as a security professional, please give us an overview of major security challenges facing Nigeria and the world today.
Thank you, Mr. Francis. Thank you for once again for giving me the opportunity to speak in this forum. First of all, I would like to start by saying that the world and indeed Nigeria is going through immense security challenges. And this is stemming from the fact that there is a high level of global acts of terrorism. Talk about banditry, talk about kidnap, talk about rape, talk about armed robbery activities. And this has really eaten deep into most economies, bringing about instabilization in so many areas. Now, let me state here categorically terrorism is here to stay. Why do I say this? Many individuals and groups are power drunk across the globe. They want to take charge of territories. They want to take charge of government. They want to dictate what happens in most economies. And that is why I say that terrorism is here to stay. Let me even come back to our country, Nigeria. What is the foundational problem bringing about insecurity in the country? There is so much you can speak about. First of all, let's look at failure in governance. Our government has not really done well in the area of providing basic amenities for its citizens to enable them to survive. I cannot tell you, here in Nigeria, most people provide 80 to 90% of their basic amenities. Talk about food, talk about healthcare, talk about talk about their security, talk about roads, talk about electricity, talk about accommodation. And these people can hardly feed, they can hardly do anything. So the government has not really done so well in this area. I know quite well, yes, the government are doing some things, but really they have not done enough to ensure that the citizens of this country are well taken care of. People are poor. What do you expect from a poor man, a hungry man? He has to feed, he has to take care of his family, he has to provide basic education for his children. And when he cannot do all these things, he begins to think of criminal things to do. So the government, first of all, has to provide the necessary leadership, provide basic health care, provide education, provide food, which is common. In most parts of the globe today, food is the commonest thing you can get. But here in our country, is a challenge. That's why I say let's even come down to our own country now, Nigeria. So the government has to do a lot in this regard. And then coming to the issue of power, a lot of people are saying, a lot of sectors are saying they want to be in charge of the economy, they want to dictate what happens in the economy, or that they don't want a particular kind of education in Nigeria. So these are things that are bringing about insecurity. Boko Haram has raised its ugly head over the years, and now we're having other terrorist groups coming up, the bandits and the rest of them. So the government has to do the first thing first. Leadership is what we are lacking in this country, and as long as we don't put we don't put this issue at the back of us, then we might continue to have these security challenges in the country.
That is very pointedly and interesting and good to know. Mr. Okafor, for Nigerian citizens, even the government, and then the government security agencies, those who are ruling us and the security agencies in government, they are totally overwhelmed right now, as you even noted. Where by the time the last count, I think I counted over 7 different security issues, and these are none of them are minor ones. These are dangerous, fatality creating security issues. So they are everywhere in the country, and what it means is that both citizenry, rulers, and agencies are totally overwhelmed. In Nigeria today, no day passes without dozens of fatal security incidents. And when we say fatal here, we mean the one that lead to death. You know, ranging from all the kidnappings you mentioned, assassinations, highway robberies, home invasions, call wars, even extortion by government security agencies. Then advanced fee fraud that is on the increase right now, both from the cyberspace and offline. We have issues with extrajudicial killing of hapless Nigerians by security agencies. In the light of the ever-present danger faced by the Nigerian citizens, what is your counsel to individuals and families and possibly corporate leaders on how they and their assets can be safe and secure? You know, individuals everywhere is in a state of trouble, turmoil. You know, so how can people be safe in this country today? Do you
Okay.
have some thoughts?
Thank you very much, Sir Francis. Um, all right. Thank you, Mr. Francis. Yes. You made a point. Yes, you made a point that the government has created a lot of security agencies, but the issue is not about creating them. The issue is about funding. The issue is about training, not just funding, the right funding. You can look at the police system today. It is dilapidated. Permit me to say that. It's dilapidated. There is poor funding in the police system. So as long as these things are not tackled and taken care of, keep on having the same issues. You cannot have a police system that is not motivated, that is not trained, and you want them to go about fighting insecurity. It will be very difficult to achieve. You need to encourage them, their welfare. These people, they have families to feed, they have children to take care of. So funding to the police system is one, giving them the right training, and then we as individuals. Some quarters say that security is everybody's business. Security is not everybody's business, but it's everybody's concern. There are professionals who are in the security industry who knows or understands better how to go about the security issues in the country. But it should be everybody's concern. When you see it, you say it. So our corporate leaders and business owners, we need to appreciate security men that provide security for your businesses. And that's one challenge we're also having here in this part of the world. Security people are not really appreciated at the level they're supposed to be appreciated. You need to fund security. You need to provide security policies and procedures. You need to ensure that these policies and procedures are complied with. So a lot has to be done. Everybody has to take it as a serious issue. You must train your family. You must train your children. You must train your employers on the issue of security. There must be security briefings, especially for those who wants to travel. There should be advanced security information about the areas where they are traveling to. You must have this basic information. So because there's what we call security awareness training. People must be aware. You must understand what goes on in your environment. You must have, you must be situationally aware of your environment. Nothing passes your eye, because that is one of the challenges that we're facing. People don't take security seriously, especially here in Nigeria. We don't even read, we don't even study, we don't even listen to the news, to know the areas that have insecurity. So it should be a part of us as people of this country, and also for our employers. We need to take the issue of security very seriously in our businesses, in our homes. Everybody must be informed. Everybody must be informed. I have an estate that I know very well. They provide security for the estate. They provide security light, armed security. The tenants on the street pay for these things. So these are things we need to do. We can't just depend on the government. The government cannot really do everything for us, I know. But we as individuals has to also take up that challenge to fight for our own security and for the safety of our families and for the safety of our businesses.
Oh, that is awesome. And as you spoke about this, it just reminded me yesterday I was reading the recommendations, a part of the report that the National Human Rights Commission made when they did police audit in 2018.
Okay.
And their report is, to me, that's an indictment to authority, in the sense that, but they spoke from sincerity, but it's an indictment in the sense that the Nigeria police that have all the equipments are obsolete. Things as simple as a desk where an officer can sit down and make an interview doesn't exist. They do not have accommodation. They don't have the guns they use are old and obsolete. Yet there's annual budget for the equipment of the police. So as I review that report, it kind of syncs with what you have just discussed now, that we cannot expect the police to respond to emerging modern day terrorism and criminality with bare hands. I think they are more poorly equipped now than they were before independence, because given the problems of security that time, they just needed only, even an ordinary catapult is enough for a policeman, and a baton is enough for a policeman to go about his business. But today we are in a different world. And I do not know why the government should this. And I'm grateful that you raised that up today. And I like one other thing you
Yes.
said. Security is
Okay.
not really anybody's business. You know, I
Yeah.
wrote a book, it's getting ready to be published. The title is Security and Security Guard Handbook. So it is containing both
Very
family
interesting.
aspect of security and the handbook for security guards. And I said, I want to debunk the fact that security is not everybody's business. So you giving me a
Yes.
new line to use in embellishing it by saying it should
Mm.
be everybody's concern, but it should be squarely put in
Yeah.
the hand of professionals. And I like what you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Corporate organizations need to, even individuals need to pay security. They need to look out for
Yeah.
security professionals, get them to do the job they have studied and they know, so that we can have the kind of
Yes.
security people we have
Oh,
today.
yes.
Thank you.
One more thing, Mr. Francis. I also like
Yes.
to. Yeah. I also like to add. I like to add something here. You know, it becomes a challenge when you don't appreciate the person that provides for your safety of your life, of your business. Somebody stakes his life for your business and for your life, and you don't appreciate that person. Let me give you one example. While I was in the private security, there are some organizations that we worked for. They pay their staff at the end of the month, but owe security guards even 2 months, sometimes 3 months without paying them. And you want these people to protect assets worth millions of naira. It's not possible. So until we begin to do the right things when it comes to security, whatever you don't believe in cannot work for you. If you don't believe that a security guard or a professional cannot provide security for you, they can provide it for you. And security is expensive. You need to pay for this thing. And so I'm speaking this to our business owners. They should provide security funding. It will protect your profit because people lose money for they don't know. You make 100%, you lose 40% through preferring, through fraud. So all these things has to be checked. And as long as they're not doing it, they'll keep losing profit by the day.
Yeah, I think the industry, the people, the leaders of industry, corporate leaders need to hear what you have said. You know, when it comes to the principle of making money, the basic things are that one, you learn, you have to create money,
Yeah.
you learn how to create money, then you learn how to protect your money and also how to grow it. And if people are not thinking about how to protect their assets, they are actually going to be at a loss more than they will ever have been if they have invested hugely in security. Thank you for those insights. And only a professional can put that out for us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Let's look at this. And this worries me. And here is why it worries me. The source or the
Okay.
perpetrators of the escalating insecurity in Nigeria seem to be clearly known. You know, for example, in the northeast, north central, and northwest,
Thank
it is Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen terror groups. We know
you.
them, they are known. In the southwest, it is the Fulani herdsmen terror groups and cult gangs. They are known. In the south, it is Fulani herdsmen terror groups and well known kidnap gangs. And in the southeast, it is Fulani herdsmen terror groups and localized kidnap gangs that are operating in an area. So, do you know what could be making it so difficult for these groups to be defeated by the Nigerian security agencies?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Francis, once again. First of all, I would like to say that we have a docile government. The government of today is not doing much in terms of security. The government of today is not moved by the crisis going on in the country. There are so many deaths every day that we hear and see in the news. And the government is not moved. First of all, it starts with the willingness of the government to provide security for its citizens. It is their sole responsibility. So when they fail in that area, then it becomes a challenge. The security architecture of this country is dilapidating, if I must say. So the government needs to wake up, needs to be committed. They need to provide basic security structures that will be able to provide intelligence. We don't have intelligence in this country. And even when we do, what do we do with the intelligence information that we give? I've said in one forum that government needs to partner with the private security professionals. We live in the society. We know where these people operate from. We mix with them every day. So we have more information on their modus operandi. So there should be partnership between the government and the private security. But this partnership is yet to be established. And as long as the government does not do this, keep on having the same issues every day. There must be intelligence. I have not seen any security institution that does not operate with intelligence. You need to have intel, and you work with your intel. I understand. Yes, there are people who want to destroy government's effort, in providing security. But we need to hold these people down. We must not let them succeed as a people. So the government has to wake up first, be caring. A lot of people die, but nothing is being said. You just hear the news. Oh, 20 people were killed in so and so place in the northern part of Nigeria, in the southwest, in the southeast, and nothing is being done. So until the government commits itself towards providing security for the nation, I can assure you, they know what to do. They know what to do to stem the issue of security in Nigeria. So let the government come out and do what is supposed to do to put these things to order. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, viewers, you are on to Personal and Family Security and Safety Program on the African Town Hall Online Television. And my name is Francis Meribe, your anchorman. Today we have in our studios a security expert, Mr. Benson Okafor, who has very great training and experience in security, who is helping us to create the awareness that we are determined to provide for our viewers. And this personal and family security and safety program is provided for you by Secure Travel and Residence Services Limited in conjunction with the Townhall Communication Company. We have many of you viewing this on the chat bar. We want you to leave your comments and ask questions relating to any of the issues being raised here. Your questions and your comments will help us to expand this discussion. Remember, we are trying to inform and provide this awareness education that is critical to our safety and security. Thank you. It seems Mr. Okafor has issues with his internet. He just went off in a little while, but while we wait for him to come back, I'd like to kind of emphasize a little bit on some of the points he made that are so critical to our security in this country. Commitment by the government. It is unbelievable, but it is true that the government we have today does not even care at all about the challenges that is going on with security in the country. They do not care one bit. It is so obvious that they do not care that one is worried. If they ever remember the first schedule of the constitution of the country that clearly states that their main business is to provide for the security, safety, and welfare of the people of this country. And then professionals everyone who is connected with security will tell you of the need to do these things. While we wait for Mr. Okafor to show up, we expect he will. Let's take a commercial break. Well, by the time we come back, we'll have a message from the African Town Hall Communication. While we hope that Mr. Benson Okafor will be able to come back to continue this very robust discussion we are having on security, we have many viewers shown on the counter. We invite you to leave your comments and ask questions, and that will help us to expand this discussion. If I have a question from you, that will be part of what we'll be discussing until possibly Mr. Okafor returns to the studios. So let's have your questions. Let's add more love and like for this broadcast. I will see a number of likes for it. Let's keep them coming, because it is these things that where both Facebook and YouTube we use to demographically improve the cost of our broadcast today. So keep it coming. Keep it coming. If you keep it coming, we will be able to have very beautiful discussion. So keep it coming. Now, why was he waiting for Mr. Okafor? He said some things that were very cogent. I think we're able to have Mr. Okafor back. He said some things that are very, very important and cogent about the security situation in Nigeria. And in fact, in the world, all the other countries where they are able to be effective in responding to security, they depend heavily on intelligence. And Mr. Okafor has emphasized the need for intelligence. And I would like to just add my voice to that.
Very well.
I came from an intelligence background myself. And I know that many times, even the intelligence agencies or government that may not be operating at the best they could, even the intelligence they bring are manipulated politically. They provide intelligence, and if it doesn't serve certain people's political interests, then it is swept under carpet. We cannot do this with intelligence and expect to be safe. And one thing I must warn, and this I have no plans of my own, but from experience, I can deduce that if what we are doing continues, right now it is the ordinary people who travel on our roads, who do not have security escorts that are suffering. But I expect that in due course, not very distant from now, and a matter of a year or two, even if you like, put a platoon of the Nigerian army in your house, put a squadron of the mobile police in your house. These bandits will come and get you. Of course, we have experiences. Many people who are guarded by policemen are still kidnapped, by soldiers are still kidnapped. And the first victims are the soldiers, and the mobile policemen, they kill them off and still kidnap the victim. The implication where that is leading is that even if you put a company, a full company of the Nigerian army on your premises, the bandits, when they want you, they will break through those people, destroy them, and come for you. So let's not allow our political interests to keep destroying the use of intelligence. And then let's get robust in the production of intelligence. Let's connect with the industrial security sector, the private security sector, because they have a lot of information, as Mr. Okafor said. And this is true because they live with the people, they see every day, they know what is going on. The government must exploit them. I think I need to commend the current leader of the uh, Nigerian Association of Licensed Security Guard Practitioners, Mr. Wilson Samwedo. Barrister Samwedo has made a lot of moves to get the government to understand the place of intelligence using the private security sector in dealing with security issues. He's still working on it. It's a work in progress. I know that he's working on that because he has shared his dreams on it with me. And one day we'll bring Wilson on this platform to discuss these things further. Meanwhile, we are glad to have you back, Mr. Okafor. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay. So our next item for discussion is that the Nigerian economy is currently in the woods. The current situation of the economy has been unprecedented in the history of the country. For more than 5 years now, national university lecturers are getting paid only 23% of their salaries. And this is given to me on good authority. I have very senior lecturers, head of departments that I know very well, I connect with. They share this with me. They are getting only 23% of their salary. And at the moment, the University of Abuja lecturers, Abuja, right at the city center of governance, the university lecturers of Abuja are owed 8 months' salary. I mean, the whole of their salary for 8 months owed them. These are human beings. Some states like Abia State in Nigeria owe primary and secondary school teachers more than 12 months' salary. Many companies have folded up. Many have downsized. And the few people who are employed are not getting paid their salaries as and when due. Many university graduates have to settle for underemployment for jobs that pay them less than 25,000 naira a month. I can't imagine that. And sometimes they don't even get those monies paid. And these are people who have gone to school, learned a lot of skills, and have developed something in their brain to do stuff. Now, the result of all of this is that pilferage is on the increase in many companies and organizations. So, Mr. Okafor, as a loss prevention expert, what strategies do you recommend for corporate organizations for preventing loss of finished products, raw materials and equipment, and operational supplies in their shops and stores and warehouses? Any strategies?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Francis, once again. I will still go back to the earlier comment I made concerning our business owners and employers of labor. We need to understand that a team that is not motivated cannot give their best. A team or a department or a project that is not well funded cannot give the desired result. Now, that takes me back to the issue of funding security. A lot of business owners and employers don't take the security unit or security department as a serious department. They focus on sales, and marketing. Yes, profit is good, but after making this profit, it will be eroded. So why not provide and budget for the security of your asset? If you decide to contract the security of your asset to private security companies, or you decide to provide a proprietary security for your asset, good and fine. Whichever way you want to do it, but you must fund it. You must provide the necessary policies, the necessary procedures that will guide your business safety and security. You must have adequate access control system. You must have a good inventory system and audit system. because there is so much pilferage in most businesses. And that's why I said it's not just about making profit. What about making this profit and then losing all the profit? Many companies are folded up as a result of fraud because they did not sit down to analyze where these issues are coming from. This is the job of a security expert or a security professional. So I enjoin all business owners employ professionals who can provide the desired security for your business. Give them the hand to operate, give them the support, provide budget for the security department, and I can assure you they will do very well. In most stores here and there are different kinds of fraud going on. So you must have a good payment system and a good IT system that will track every sales. That will track every sales. So if your payment system is not robust, then it can be manipulated. And it's not everybody that should have access to this payment system. That is what we call need to know. It's not just for everybody, it's for those who have or who play intrinsic role in terms of receiving payment for the company. And they should be held liable when there are losses. You must provide a surveillance system because the eyes cannot see everything. The camera is the third eye that will see most of these crimes that goes on in your business places. It might not catch or it might not arrest the criminal immediately, but at least it will tell you where you have vulnerabilities or areas you need to work on to enhance the security of your asset. That is what surveillance camera does for you. So as long as you don't have a robust physical security system, you continue experiencing losses. Is there enough to employ people with integrity? Yes, you can have staff who have integrity, but they can be manipulated. They can be used. So you need to provide physical security systems that will enable you to have that desired protection of your asset.
Okay, thank you very much. That is very helpful and very professionally put. A few weeks ago, loss prevention issues were trending in a WhatsApp group that I belong to. It is called City Crime Info. It's a WhatsApp group that many security professionals are inside, and we chat and discuss security a lot of the time there. So it was trending there, and the discussion is that many people who are starting business, especially shop owners, they are getting very concerned about the problem of shoplifting. So, can you share your thoughts on which areas of a store are more prone to security breaches? You know, where maybe people easily find easy access to steal from in shops and department stores and supermarkets, so that they can pay attention to those areas and be able to prevent loss.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Francis. The issue of loss in most stores is a result of improper design of the store. There are some dark aspects of the store or that areas that the sales person at the counter might not be able to see clearly. And that's why I raised the issue of having a surveillance camera. If you must own a store, you must design in such a way that the salesperson or the salesperson at the counter is able to have our eyes, use our eyes, rotating, being able to see all those spots that are not clear. But the best thing you can do is for you to have a surveillance camera or a roving officer who patrols around the store intermittently to ensure that nobody is pilfering. Pilfering is very common globally in most stores, but there are ways you can address this issue, and which is very importantly, you need to install a CCTV camera, and it must be monitored by someone. It's not just enough to put the camera there. If you put it there, fine. It might give you the footage of somebody who actually stole from the store, but you cannot apprehend the person. So it needs real-time monitoring. There was a time I was privy to a company that wanted to start up business, and they wanted me to have more like conduct a survey of the facility. So what I did first was to determine the strategic areas that requires cameras. Those dark spots, those spots that cannot be reached by the salesperson. So it depends on also the position of your camera. So your cameras must be strategically positioned, so there should be no blind spot anyway. So with that, every area of the store is covered, and then staff must not have access to this camera. That's why you must have a small or mini control room, depending on the nature and size of your business. You must have a small control room where you have an officer who monitors these cameras. Because if staff knows the direction of the cameras, and then they know where to stay to steal from. So your cameras must be in a closed door, so that nobody will have access to the direction of your camera. And then there are store procedures that you must provide. There are procedures guiding sales in a store. So you must provide these procedures and ensure that the sales team are following these procedures. I'm sure if you follow these 2, 3 steps, you will have less issues when it comes to Q3.
Okay, that is very helpful. Thank you very much. Now you've hinted something about the question that is coming up now, but we can expand it, and in fact, it's necessary that we add more energy to what is going on there. And here is the background: security guards of today are struggling with the issue of poor pay, lack of job satisfaction, integrity, most of all, poor self-esteem. Experience has shown that many of them have thrown caution to the winds and now beg and cajole visitors to the premises they are guarding to dash them money and other gifts. Without caution, they solicit and accept gifts from every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes on premises. This state of affairs makes it impossible for security process to be carried out, and thereby making preventive aspect of security work to fail. You know, I have personal experience with this. I'll be driving into a particular person premises, and all the security guard will do will be, oh, rankadede, or gas, this one. And when they are supposed to stop me, take a good view of who I am and my demeanor and my appearance, and if they are doing searches, actually search the vehicle. And if I actually sound nice to them, even merely sounding nice to them, they will just wave me to pass without the checks that were supposed to be done. Now, what can security managers do to help these security guards to eliminate this negative tendency, or at least reduce it and its likely impact on the organization? You know, this does not do well for those organizations that these security guards work with. So what can security managers in their own position as security leaders in the organization do to help in this situation?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Francis. First of all, the issue of training is very important when it comes to security, guard security management. You need to provide adequate security training for your security guards. You know, this industry of security, many people come into it without having that passion, without having that drive. So they come because they just want to earn a, a living. And there are people also who are committed, who have passion for the industry. So the issue of training cannot be overemphasized. You must train and continuously train your security so they can keep abreast of current security trends. Issue of security is evolving by the day, so that is why training is something that cannot be left out. You must continue training and training until you get the best out of these guys. Secondly, the issue of funding. I always mention funding because security is all about funding. You cannot expect a hungry security guard, to provide the much needed security that you're wanting to provide. We must learn to pay our security adequately. We must learn to appreciate security. We must learn to motivate them. They say a hungry man is an angry man. A guy that is paid 20,000 naira every month, you expect him to feed from this 20,000. You expect him to commute from this 20,000. You expect him to take care of his family from this 20,000. You also expect him to develop himself from this same 20,000. It's not practicable. It's not workable in any sense. So our managers and business owners should learn to budget and plan for security. I can assure you, any guard that is well paid will do everything possible to keep his job. He will not compromise because he knows that when he misses that opportunity, he might not get it anywhere. A guard can leave a location because of just a 1,000 naira increase he gets elsewhere. He will run because that 1,000 naira will add so much to his life. So a well motivated guard will bring out his best. So they have to be well paid. Like I said earlier, some companies don't pay guards on time. They pay them after 2 months. So you can't expect a man to survive with 20,000 naira in 2 months. It's not possible. And yet you pay your staff, you not pay security. It's not practicable. So you can't get the best from them. All you get is they'll keep on stealing from the company. They'll keep on conspiring with staff and outsiders to steal. In fact, they become a threat to the business as a whole. So we must learn to appreciate security, must learn to support them because they provide safety and security for our assets. You have asset worth over 1 billion naira and you put a guard, you are paying 20,000 naira to guard that asset. It is not possible. It cannot work. So we must learn to pay our security officers very well to enable them to do what they are supposed to do. And then you also have to employ a security supervisor, a manager, or a security expert that will monitor, coordinate, plan for the operations of this security team. Human beings will always be human beings. Sometimes they'll be positive in their attitude or in their operations. Sometimes they'll be negative or be going outside the established procedures for their operations. So there should be a security manager that will take responsibility for the affairs of the security department or the security unit. And they must be well funded. And then there should be strategic security policies and procedures that will guide the operations of that unit. As long as these things are not put in place, we keep on losing profits, keep on losing our assets. So we really need to follow security, and I can assure you we'll get the best from them.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, Mr. Okafor will be sharing his thoughts on a serious incident reported in the social media recently, which involved the assassination of a Saudi-based high-profile oil company worker who came home for the Christmas celebrations and was reported to have been killed on the night following the day he was to return back to Saudi Arabia. Let's take the break.
Hello, everyone. We would like to introduce you to Graceworth Nigeria Limited. Graceworth Nigeria Limited is a Nigerian-owned and operated company using seasoned and accomplished professionals to execute complex security missions in conjunction with the host government to mitigate risk on behalf of our clients. Our team members have decades of experience in the security sector, bringing a wealth of knowledge and experience that not all security companies are able to offer. The success of the company is based on our unrivaled ability to build and maintain successful partnerships with our customers to provide professional and reliable security services. We pride ourselves on providing highly trained personnel experienced in dealing with the most complex of security issues. Since our formation, we have gained a reputation as a highly experienced company with a young, energetic and forward-thinking management team, offering the highest level of professionalism. We offer the following services. 1. Security awareness and training. 2. Program support and consultancy. 3. Risk assessment and investigations. 4. Executive protection and travel management. You can contact us on +234 807 227 2799 or 0702 525 4858 or visit our office at 14 Buchanan Crescent, off Aminu Kano Crescent, West 2, Abuja, Nigeria. We would be glad to have you. Graceworth. Leave your worries with us.
Okay, welcome back. Yeah, Mr. Okafor, as I hinted earlier, the screaming headline on that report said, reviewing the assassination of Ogacheko Atanu and a warning to Nigerians in diaspora on the state of insecurity in Nigeria. This is written by Frank Tietie. Frank Tietie is a human rights lawyer who also is a blogger and writes on contemporary issues. So the report described Mr. Ogacheko Atanu as a high-profile oil drilling engineer who hails from Ida in Kogi State of Nigeria, but works for Aramco Oil in Saudi Arabia, and that he came home for this last Yuletide, but was found murdered in his village home on the 9th of January 2021, the night before he was to depart to Saudi Arabia to resume work at his base after the holidays. Given the totally degenerated security situation of Nigeria and this kind of unnecessary waste of high-value human life, what counsel do you have for the diaspora Nigerians about coming home to Nigeria during these challenging times? And if they must come at all, what kind of security preparation should they make? Okay, Mr. Okafor's internet is having a struggle again. I'm sure he will be able to join us in a short while. But before then, while we are waiting for him to come up, I think it is important that we visit some of the points that he has lucidly made. Like a professional that he is, Mr. Okafor has a very good hang on what is going on and what could be done. And I think the company that has him must have a great position in him. Now, one of the key issues going on is the fact that we have security guards. They are responsible for protecting our assets. They are responsible for protecting our families. They are responsible for standing between bad people and billions of naira, sometimes hundreds of millions of naira in assets. And yet, a corporate organization will not consider it important to even pay them first. Instead, they go ahead and owe them. I think this is the height of irresponsibility, if you will pardon my harsh words there, but it is called for here. We are talking security. I can remember a few years back, as a corporate security manager for West Africa over a company, the human resources manager of the organization that I work for did not like security. And anything you brought up on security, she will simply ensure that it doesn't ever happen. And she was brazenly open to say each time that this will not work, and she will make sure it doesn't work. Now, this is irresponsibility as far as I'm concerned. And anything that makes anybody in today's world to look down on security department, to give less funding to the security department, to not support the continuous education of the security personnel, and in fact, awareness for the management and everyone, that company is not doing well. It's acting ignorantly, and it's costly. Security is not cheap, but it will be more expensive if you have a breach. That way, you will still struggle to put in security in place, which costs money, and yet you have lost resources. So the way that Mr. Okafor have arranged these things and put them well, very powerfully, is very interesting. So, Mr. Okafor, well, what are your comments, both for diaspora Nigerians and other high-profile Nigerians, in traveling home for holidays in this country where our security is in this great, terrible situation? Any counsels
Thank you very
of
much.
how they can travel safely and so on and so forth?
Yes, for you to travel anywhere in the current situation of things, you need to have advanced security information on what goes on in the region or location that you are going to. It is very, very key. Currently, we don't just travel just want to travel. If you must travel, you must travel from one country to another or from one location to another in your country. You must have advanced security information on what is going on in the location where you're going to. This will enable you to prepare adequately to face issues as it comes. So, in most organizations, what they do is to send an advanced team to wherever their top executive is going, prepare the grounds and the way before the executive makes his travel. So it becomes imperative as an individual, as an executive of an organization, for you to make adequate preparations for your security and safety. Like I said, security is your concern. And when you don't feel concerned regarding your security, then you might have serious problems. So I want to encourage everybody, those in the diaspora, if you're coming down to Nigeria, you're going to anywhere in the world, you need to get adequate information concerning security of those locations. If there are issues, if there are crises in those areas, don't need to travel, except you understand the terrain very, very well before you travel. But if not, you need to wait for things to come down before you travel. There are so many threats here and there, especially in our country, Nigeria, coming from the family or traditional circle, from the business circle, and from the religious circle, and the rest of them. So we need to plan for our travel. Gone are days when we just travel leisurely to our villages, our towns, to other countries. You need to have adequate travel information before you make that move. Don't just travel. I also want to encourage employers, if you are deploying your executive to any location or is going on leisure travel, please send an advance team way before his travel to prepare the ground for his coming, so that the issue of death, the issue of assassination will be a thing of the past. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There's this problem that I saw commonly in security, which is complacency. Many
Okay.
people, especially high-profile individuals, with a lot of education and then with great positions in society,
Yeah.
positions that cause envy, positions that control power, then they feel that after all, it's my village. So what will happen? And I think
Yeah.
complacency is a terrible disease. Do you mind making a comment about complacency among people regarding their security?
Yes. Yeah. I made mention of it earlier, but people really need to be careful concerning their security. There are so many threats everywhere. You have enemies that you're not even aware of, from the family or traditional background, from the business circle. So it is not a jelly or a jolly good fellow ride. You need to understand that you need to take responsibility for your safety. Gone are days, like I said earlier, that you just travel literally to your town, to your village. No, you must plan. I used to have this friend and a brother. If he wants to travel home, he doesn't tell anybody. Nobody knows he's coming down to the village. He just travels and everybody sees him. What are you? You are here. Yes, I'm here. And few days to his leaving, they'll be asking him, please, where do you want to go? Say he's not ready to go. And then the next minute you see him, he disappears. And the next thing they start asking after him. So people must not know your travel plan. People must not know what you do every point of the day. Also, looking at the issue of the internet, people expose themselves indiscriminately on the internet, their whereabouts, their location, what they do every minute. People are watching. People are watching. So, is there anybody that likes it or appreciate the fact that you are doing well in your business or you are doing well in your cooperation? Some might just see you and hate you for nothing. So, you need to take your own security into your own hands. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. That is very helpful. Uh, now, Mr. Okafor, I have enjoyed every bit of this meeting with you. I'm so happy that we are able to do this. You have displayed a good
Thank you very
hand
much.
yes, on the security business. This is highly appreciated. You have provided a lot of education, and I have made a lot of notes and hope that people have also, given the fact that this is a rare opportunity provided by being with Mr. Okafor today, sharing from all his experience. Okay, thank you very much. Do you have a final word? Anything you want to recap or some additional thoughts that are occur to you, you would like to share with our viewers that can help them in this desire to provide security awareness education to them?
Okay, I would just like to point out something very important. There's what we call environmental or situational awareness. You need to be aware of what goes on in your environment. You need to be situationally aware of your environment. You need to know when things go wrong or when things are about to go wrong. And how do you do this? It's just simply being alert. You need to be alert to the things that happen around you. And with that, you can be able to run or escape from any threat or danger. Don't just go about visually that all is well. All is not well. There are so many threats out there. So you need to be environmentally aware. You are driving home after work, you need to look around you, know what's going around you. Don't be carried away by what goes on around you, or be playing with your phones when you are driving. You won't even know when there's a threat. So I want to encourage everyone watching or listening to this program, be environmentally and socially aware of what goes on around you for your own safety. It is your own concern to provide safety and security for yourself and your family and for your business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, viewers. These have been personal and family security and safety program on African Town Hall online television today with Mr. Benson Okafor, a certified protection professional and also a certified project management professional. We are glad to have him with us to bring this security awareness education to all of us. We enjoin you to feel free to visit our YouTube page channel, and the name of our channel is the African Town Hall on YouTube, and also our Facebook page, which is also the African Town Hall. These broadcasts have been done live on these pages and channels. The video is there, and you can go back there and catch up with whatever you may have missed. If you joined us in the middle, or you want to catch up with more of these great experiences that Mr. Okafor has shared with us today. So it is available there. And when you visit our YouTube channel, we plead with you to please subscribe to it. That will help us become more robust in serving you a lot better. Mr. Okafor, it has been a pleasure being with you in this studio today discussing this important subject. Thank you very much. Do have a great weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Francis.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank
All right.
you. Okay. Well, viewers, these have been today's edition of Personal and Family Security and Safety Program with Mr. Benson Okafor on African Town Hall Online Television. Thank you for your likes. There have been many, and we are grateful for all those who were able to view. As we said, you can continue to view this in our channels in the African Town Hall on YouTube and also on Facebook. Thank you very much. Appreciate your presence, and every bit of it has been a pleasure for us. We appreciate.